and get ready to introduce the players again. I feel as though I overshadowed it with the talk of casting and stuff, but a huge shout out to Nick Jones 83 for subscribing. Our 3rd subscriber of the day. I don't actually think we've ever had 3 subscribers in one day. It's actually crazy. So a huge shout out, man. Thank you very much for subbing. I'll be sending out a replay pack in the next couple of days, I believe. Yeah, we could probably send out one tonight. I think we'll send out one tomorrow because we have the final HomeStoryCup qualifier tomorrow. So I'll send out a replay pack of that tomorrow. I don't even know. I don't think it's been that long since I sent a replay pack out. Although every time I say that, it seems to have already been at least a month. So it probably has been. So we'll send one out and send out last month's to you guys who have just recently subbed as well, so that you guys can have all of the wonderful games to check out. Let's introduce our players and then we'll do some Twitch outs, because no doubt this is going to be a bit of a long game here. Down to the bottom right hand corner we have the Panzer General himself, looking to play in his home country. Not quite his hometown. I don't think he's from Krefeld. Was that right? Did I do it right, guys? Did I do good? I hope so. From ESC Gaming, it's GoOdy, the purple Terran player. And in the upper left corner of the map are Red Protoss. I believe he's from ESC, but I don't really know why he's not on the team. We're just going to assume he's from ESC, because his Twitter says he's on ESC. It's Jade, the Polish Protoss player, in the upper left-hand corner, taking down names in this qualifier, such as Mini Razor. You know, nothing like a good bit of Protoss to take down a Zerg. As GoOdy, double racks, no gas. He's going to be aggressive, boys. He's going to turn up the heat early on in this game. He needs to get a depot down, though, because otherwise Jade is going to scout this very, very quickly. And, in fact, he probably is going to scout this because, well, I guess he could put the depot up with this SCV right now. Oh, he's the SDI. He's going to get in. Jade's going to scout this. He's going to see 1 racks, 2 racks, boom. He knows exactly what is going on. Great, so cool. This probe's going to get trapped in at least, which is kind of a win for GoOdy. It means he's going to be able to start targeting down this probe, and of course, I mean, GoOdy is the kind of guy who will play mech in TvP as well, so this opening is definitely some kind of like aggression into probably mech as a follow-up. I mean, it's kind of interesting because the way he plays mech often is with a lot of Marines to begin with, for the sake, you know, because that extra DPS from Marines can help you out a lot against kind of early, you know, aggression essentially from the Protoss player. It's going to be a gasless expand essentially just off of the 2 barracks, so again, the potential to put on a lot of pressure here early on in this game. So here we go, SCV coming across the map, 3 Marines as well. We actually already have a bunker coming up at the natural here. Jade is adding on a 2nd gate of his own, so he's not rushing into an expansion of his own here. This is interesting, he's pulling probes to try and deal with this, and this SCV needs to, well, he's going to run away, and he might, I mean, I think these units should get here kind of just about in time. Oh, well, let's see, these SCVs should be able to get into a position where they can repair. Not if the probes block the ramp, though. This means that GoOdy's going to be able to start picking away at these probes. And there's the Stalkers coming in, though. And he's just going to salvage the bunker. He's going to get 1, 2, 3 probes already. Probes, it's going to be a 4th probe kill as well. Jade's actually just going to take so much damage from this. What on earth is this? He's taking so many worker losses. GoOdy picks off 8 workers. I mean, okay, he sacrifices, he gets a bit of a later command center himself because of this. He, you know, because he opens 2 racks, he delays, you know, he loses a couple of SCVs himself, which he pulls across the map, but killing 8 probes so early in this game is pretty fantastic. And I mean, of course, the Nexus for Jade also delayed here, so really nice opening for GoOdy, in all honesty. Bunker on the way up, gas is on the way down alongside this command center. I'm sure we'll see that factory coming in fairly soon here. GoOdy probably played 1 game in the 36 hours Jade's been awake. I think even for GoOdy that might be a slight exaggeration, but man, I can get behind the sentiment, definitely. I mean, again, Jade, he waited for, we've casted 2 series and had pretty decent breaks in between as well, while we've while Jade's been literally waiting for GoOdy. And the thing is as well, GoOdy was already in game, because their series, GoOdy Zhuge and Jade Mini Razor, started at the same time. So it's kind of ridiculous. Coming up this ramp here, these Stalkers going to poke against this bunker, but again, not going to be able to do too much. Expansion about to come down for Jade. Very late here, again, only 21 workers apiece, which will favour GoOdy as he heads up to that double orbital. And he gets a tech lab on the way up here, factory on the way down. Like, the one thing that would really amaze me right now is if he just started stim. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to play bio. I remember when he did that at a, was it MLG? I think he played bio, and he took down a really good Protoss player. in the first round, and then the next round he lost, and then he like beat MMA in the losers bracket. And MMA was like it was like the classic MMA tweet, which was just like dot 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 dot, is like loads of dots and then question mark as he gets knocked out in like the second round of the losers bracket by GoOdy. It was one of the MLG arenas that took place in New York. It was it might have been the second one, I think. Wow, that was I think it was winter maybe. I'm not sure. It might have been spring. Either way, it was that was a classic GoOdy moment when GoOdy played BO3 tournament. Alright, so Nexus is on the way up back at home for Jade, as he is going up towards a robotics facility here. So his choice of tech has been made. Missile turret on the way for GoOdy. He's in no rush to take his natural command center. I'm just going to wait until he is secure and safe enough to move forwards into that. Turret's actually very well placed here. It's actually going to stop any kind of blink play because, you know, Observer will be sniped down very quickly by that turret, so he probably won't be able to really do too much blink play. But, I mean, there's not blink on the map here, so that's not going to be too much of an issue. GoOdy will siege this tank, and he's slowly going to start pushing his way down this ramp. And Jade, is he paying attention? He needs the force field. He misses it though. He actually puts down a couple of force fields to help out. He's going to lose at least a Stalker. Oh, it just gets out of range of tank fire, and he will be able to pull back there. Another Stalker on the way down. I mean, I don't know if Jade can really... He's warping in another Stalker here, but I don't think he can really do too much. As GoOdy's going to go for this kind of weird push across the map with a bunch of Marines, a medevac, a couple of tanks. And what can he do with this? The sentries have used their energy already, so there's actually not going to be any more force fields to buy time. Is there a mothership core on the map? Yes, there is. But only 77 energy on it, so this could be very, very interesting here. As we have a couple more Stalkers warping in, moving through the middle here. GoOdy is going to come across and, well, let's see what's going to happen. Let's see if he gets taken down. These Marines are going to start stepping forwards. I mean, obviously the Stalkers, they can outrange the Marines, but the control here is not good enough from Jade. And GoOdy moving forwards. What's he going to do? Is that he looks as though he's boosting towards the main base or something right then. Okay, he is going to go towards the natural. Where is that mothership core hiding behind the natural? It's got 100 energy right now. Where do we see the phone overcharge? There it is. It's going to come up in the natural expansion. Oh, their force fields are huge here. GoOdy needs to come and pick these Marines up, or is he just going to turn around and fight? He takes down the Stalker, and he's not even going to pick up. He's just going to slowly filter these Marines away through the force fields there. A couple more Marines die that maybe needed to. He's just going to stay around. And, I mean, Jade still needs to be careful against this push. Another factory on the way. A third CC behind this as well. Immortal Outlaw, and this really will help to push this away right now, as the Immortal just pick off one tank. GoOdy, a little bit of tank micro there. Unfortunately, he does pick up the incorrect tank. As to the one which was being targeted. I mean, it wasn't a bad guess because it was the tank that was in the front. He'll find one more Stalker here if he's paying attention, and Jade is going to lose this as well. So a little bit of kind of units all over the map for Jade, losing them for no real reason. This pylon is the one thing that GoOdy really has left to sort of clean up here. He has a Marine left at both expansions, which are potentially going to be taken by Jade. I mean, this one probably not going to be taken as the third base. Definitely this one. This will probably be the fourth base. I guess we could see it over here as well. Either way, he's just scouting out for locations or for expansions later in this game as the factory production line starts up. Going up to 5 factories. The starport is up as well, as we do know, because we do have the medevac out and we have a Viking now joining it. A couple of SCVs will prepare up the tank, which was able to make it home from that assault across the map. And Jade has to start preparing here for the rest of his game. I think going into the third Nexus nice and quickly, really building up the economy is a great way to start this. Going into pretty much everything here. A couple of Clawsire are going to be very effective because you're going to want some kind of splash damage to work your way through the Hellbat wall, which is going to be very, very tanky. You need to work your way through that so then you can get your mortals close to the tanks to engage the mech army. Archon's going to be very effective against this army as well. The War Prism a great addition also because you can always just, you know, pull up to mech player out of position, keep him busy, keep him thinking about the counterattacks which are coming across the map throughout the game. But GoOdy, he's not going to be passive himself. We see him with a medevac of his own moving across the map, and 4 Hellions in this medevac going to look to get some damage done. He finds himself a pylon over here. Of course, no stim on these Marines, so he's not going to be able to stim underneath this medevac. He's going to boost and will end up just boosting on top of a probe and loses track of that War Prism in the end. Actually pulls his own medevac back and looks as though he might just change direction with this. And is he just going to unload, or is he going to send it in a different direction towards the main? Could be effective. I mean, there's nothing really to spot the high ground up here, so you could unload in the main base and get some worker kills up here. As in the main base we do just see charge on the way, get them zealots to close the distance. As well, actually the War Prism getting caught here, and this Viking's going to chase it to its death. Goodbye War Prism. Picked off there, and not being effective at all here as Jade moves across the map with very, very few units. He's on 37 army supply against 79. Surely there's no way. I actually think this kind of very mass Hellion play might just be able to kill this army of Jade in the middle of the map right now. There's oh my god. Well, time to choke. There is some force fields available, but I mean, look at this. There's so I don't even think GoOdy needed to morph into Hellbats to take on this army. This is such a small army in the center of the map right now. And he's pulling back here. Jade just trying to get away. Tanks, Hellbats, moving forwards, looking to see what they might be able to get up to. There's a couple more units coming across the map. I mean, again, this is just a push from GoOdy, which I don't think Jade is actually going to be able to stop. There's just so much supply for GoOdy. Time Wolf going to try and buy some time. Hellbat's going to boost on top of this army. I think he doesn't really want to drop them there just yet, though. The tanks siege up, and this will become very difficult for Jade to attack into right now. He's going to come forward here. He's actually got a good position to start picking away at these tanks, but here we go. The Medevac's now boosting on top, and he's going to start doing some damage on top of this army with the Hellbats. The tank fire from the low ground is just way too much. Immortals are falling. There's so many units just in the red here. And as Jade evacuates towards his third base, well, actually, I was going to say GoOdy's going to move towards the natural, but he isn't. He's just going to move up the ramp and just pin this army down. There's nowhere this army can go. The one single Colossi is not going to be enough. A Colossus comes in from the right-hand side as well, but guess what? It's just going to get decimated by the tank fire. And GoOdy sits 50 supply up now in this game. Probe's being pulled into this to try and survive Jade. He's stayed awake so long to lose game number 1, and that's going to be a little bit disheartening here for him, as game number 1 goes the way of our Terran player. And well, GoOdy goes 1-0 up in this series, looking as though he is eager to play in his home country for his fans. And again, takes game number 1 in this quarterfinal match. Of course, he is looking for a semi-final date with Bazior, who 2-1s Froz here, and has moved into the semi-finals, our second semi-finalist of the day, alongside the semi-finalists in the north side of the bracket, the top side of the bracket, which is Namshar. He waits for the winner of Mizu or Strange. We're going to be jumping into a game here in a few moments' time. I believe I'm just going to wait for whoever hosts up this game, and we'll ask for our invite. And we'll be all good and set to go. Welcome back, Montadillo. How was your... Well, I don't actually know where you went. You just said be back later. But if you had food, I hope it was enjoyable for you. If you didn't have food, I hope you just enjoyed your time away from the PC. Welcome back. You missed the 25 sub hype. You missed the 25th sub. So I think at this point it's kind of decided that one of the sub emotes, we get 2 new sub emotes, and one of them is going to be at this point, I think, the wow emote, which I need to get made. But I don't know what to make the other emote. So guys, what do you think? Subs, guide me. You know, you're all subs now. You can help. And give me a bit of an idea what our other what else we should make our other new sub emote, I guess. Sorry, I better not to say sub too much because I might upset people in the chat again. So we're just going to jump into game 2 in a few minutes' time. We do have a few shout-outs to give from people following on Twitch. So shout out to SC2_GhostKiller, GameAway, sorry I said that wrong, GameArray as well, DNB Gaming M, Tuzzy, Bino01, Don't Shoot Me, and GTate95. Thank you guys for the follows, much appreciated. Glad you're enjoying the show and considering returning in the future. We're jumping into GoOdy versus Jade, game number 2, guys, in this best of 3 quarterfinal of the HomeStoryCup 11 Global Qualifier number 2. Is my... God damn it. I don't know what it is, but my Skype keeps going on online instead of D&D. It's very frustrating. Alright, so we're ready for our players. If Jade is ready, we'll jump into game 2. Jade GoOdy was a British celebrity. Yeah, she was. She was on Big Brother, right? And then she had, she passed away of, she had, was it breast cancer? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was cancer she passed away from a few years back now. It was a long time ago now. Wow. But I didn't realise that. Jade GoOdy. Here in our game. Her memory lives on. Let's go in game, guys, and introduce our players, because I know you're so eager to see a little bit more StarCraft action. Of course, the HomeStoryCup. Now that we've got sponsors on the screen, unlike yesterday, I guess we could give a shout out to the sponsors ISO, Kinguin, Need for Seat, and MIF.com, I believe that is, just above the minimap. Very exciting, isn't it? Getting a natural set of a natural overlay to use. Alright guys, so in the bottom right corner of the map we have our purple Terran player from ESC Gaming. Give it up for the Panzer General himself, it's GoOdy. His teammate to the upper left corner of the map, the blue Protoss player representing Poland here in the HomeStoryCup qualifiers. It's Jade. GG, well played, Terran Power from Ray Gaza in the chat. I keep messing up my rays today. I keep going way, like with a W. Don't want to sound, don't want to make a tit out of myself though, so I need to stop doing that. Alright, so yeah, cool. What's going on? Not too much just yet. Gateway on the way down in the back of the mineral line here for Jade. And GoOdy this time around will open with a gas, and this I believe was a 12 gas, so it looks as though it's just going to be a Reaper opening from the Panzer General, which is going to be opening up with a Reaper, and a little bit more standard this time around. Again though, that 2-racks attack did a lot of damage in that last game, a lot more than it really should have done, I feel. You know, I kind of feel like, you know, if you're going to build a second gateway, there's no reason for Jade to really bust out of the bunker so fast, because if you're not going to make your own expansion, you don't actually need to worry too much about the bunker. Like, once you get 3 gates up, you should be able to break out of that anyway. There's only going to be, what, 1 or 2 SCVs repairing. Yeah, I'm a little bit unsure about his, decisions in that game. I mean, I definitely don't think you need to pull 8 probes to try and work against the bunker, because he lost so much mining time as well. But I mean, what is the right decision, you know? What is the correct way to go, I suppose could be asked. Engineering Bay block will come down here for GoOdy. And Jade is just now on his way down with this probe, so this is going to be a little bit frustrating for him here, as this probe going to nibble away at this SCV just a couple of times, 3 times now, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. It must have actually been 7 times, I can't count. So, engineering bay up, and that's going to be slightly annoying to deal with as, oh no, GoOdy! Ah, the micro! 5 hit points, he escapes on that Reaper, 1 hit away from death there. The Zealot is allowed to finish from Jade, so he can work his way against this engineering bay. And GoOdy just going to have to wait a little while before he pops back in with that Reaper to get any further information. Reactor just down on this barracks now, and he's just going to start going into double marine production. He's gone back into his gas mining here as well. Oh my god, what is this? What is with the sub hype today? Plug with Dice, huge shout out to you for being our 4th sub of the day. I will give you, I'll give all of the subs a heart when we come out of this game, and I'll give you a nicer shout out when we get out of the game as well. And holy crap, guys, you guys are awesome. Wow, crazy. Yeah, I just can't keep up. Can't keep up. Jade is God, I can't believe we've got 4 subs in a day. Incredible. You guys are awesome. I said I wasn't gonna dwell on it, but then I did. I'm silly. GoOdy is indeed the German player. Again, not really. I mean, it depends how much of a StarCraft fan you are. It depends how much you follow the scene. I mean, I guess if you only follow kind of the really big tournaments, you're probably not going to see too much of GoOdy. But if you're a big fan of the scene and you follow a lot of the kind of online stuff as well and stuff like that, then you probably you will know who GoOdy is. You know, anyone who's been in the scene for quite some time will know about GoOdy, know who he is. He'll know that he just loves that mech style. As the Reaper pops up in towards the main base here, and ooh, gonna get caught by them probes there. So Jade just cleaning that up, but I believe it did see the Stargate, which is down here, and okay, yeah, so he's carried the Stargate. Jade's gonna opt for the Phoenix here, though. I imagine this is because he wants to play some kind of Phoenix Colossi composition. as the game continues. GoOdy with Tech Lab on his factory right now, but just building a couple of wooden mines as the medevac loads as the starport finishes up. I expect to see a medevac. Okay, no, he's going to go for Viking. I thought he might go for a medevac to try and be a bit aggressive, but I guess he's going to opt against that simply because of the Stargate that he scouted. And the potential of Phoenix is going to be very good at shutting down, well, not the potential, but actual Phoenix will be very good at shutting down kind of medevac drops. So I think the threat of that maybe making GoOdy go into that Viking instead here will help him against any kind of Oracle coming across the map. And this wouldn't mind going to move into a position as well, which will actually catch a kind of, if there's a rally point straight across to his, to his main base, the Oracle would basically fly straight into this. So if Jade wasn't paying attention, that Widowmine would be able to kind of pick off an Oracle or so. But it's still going to be nice. I mean, random Widowmines out on the map almost always pick up some kills, because it's very rare that kind of you're leading with your detection. So Phoenix going to move across here, and we might still see it go off on a Phoenix at this point. Jade just going to be flying by here with these Phoenix and heading in towards the main base. A bunch of Marines, a turret as well. And there's that Viking going to be under a little bit of fire, but he should be able to move away in time, and these Phoenix going to start getting a little bit of damage done here. And that's quite nice. 3 SCVs or so picked off now. That's going to be a 4th. Has to be careful though, because these Phoenix are getting a little bit cornered, and he will end up in the bottom right corner of this base right now. And these Phoenix just going to try and escape, but there is going to be that slight issue of the turret. As is he going to lose a Phoenix? Oh no, he does. That Viking helping out there as well. The turret getting the final kill, as Jade will move into position to get his 3rd base up. So continuing to add to this Phoenix count. I mean, of course, he is expecting GoOdy to play mech here. Hasn't confirmed it yet, but again, I think he'd be pretty much... I mean, he's seen the siege tank, so I guess it is pretty much confirmation. So it's going to be intriguing to see how these Phoenix play out in the long run. I mean, they can be very effective against mech armies, picking up siege tanks. They're going to be quite good to pick up and kill off Hellions as well, because they'll kill off Hellions quite quickly. Against siege tanks, they can literally just come into a fight and pick up, and that would be, what, like 5 siege tanks taken out of a fight immediately. So they can do quite a lot, but GoOdy is building up his Viking count this time around as well, so he's aware of this kind of threat of the Phoenix, and knows he's going to want to have something to kind of fight against them. So building up his Viking count here. The Colossi will be on the way shortly for Jade, as the Robobait is on the way up, just adding a couple of Immortals right now as well. And they're not going to go and miss in the army either. I mean, a few Immortals will kind of shred their way through tanks, but again, them Colossi are very important, because you've got to get yourself towards the tanks in the first place, and if you don't have some kind of splash damage to get through the Hellbats, you're never going to actually reach the tank line. So, yeah, we got a few Phoenix here. Continue to just move around, thinking about moving in towards the natural expansion here, and there's a nice lift up, and SCV gets taken down. And GoOdy just going to move out onto the map with a few Vikings, a few Marines, and just try and clean up these Phoenix and try and catch a couple of them out of position. And whoa, he's going to turn around. Jade's going to turn around and try and fight, but wasn't expecting the Marines underneath. I mean, against 4 Vikings, I think it would have been an alright fight for him. Probably wasn't expecting the Marines to have moved out there at the same time, which is why he does end up losing a Phoenix. That was actually a pretty nice little move by GoOdy there. You see Jade just getting set up on his 3rd base now. More and more Phoenix being added, so again, really intrigued to see how well does this Phoenix play, and how well does this work in the long run of this game. These Phoenix just going to move around, and they're actually going to start heading towards this base again. Have to be careful though, because again, this Viking count continues to increase, and another Phoenix taking a lot of damage there. He needs to be so careful with these. I mean, one more Viking and I need to be almost dead. And oh no! Runs into a Widowmine and just a little bit too late to react to it. So again, another Phoenix picked off here. And Jade, considering he keeps adding to this Phoenix count, he must want them alive. So it's a little bit of a shame to see him losing, what, 3 so far this game? Wow. Alright, a couple of Colossi on the way up here for our Protoss player. And I mean, he has got a Forge War in a way here. +1/+1. +1 attacks finished, +1 armors on the way. He's got +1 air attacks just finished, I believe, as well. For the +1 air armor finishing up there on the Cybercore. So pretty astounding. He's building 2 Colossi at a time, so really working towards the Colossus count, which is a little bit intriguing because, I mean, the Viking count's already pretty significant. I mean, fairly high. Vikings aren't as important to take down the Colossi in Bio in Mech versus Protoss as it is when you play Bio. Because you have a lot more tanky units anyway, and these siege tanks can fire from a long distance as well, of course, and kind of match the Colossus range. So it's not as necessary to have as many Vikings. So already having 7 Vikings up, I'm a little bit afraid that these Colossi are just going to kind of melt here a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see how exactly this does go. These Colossi are just going to sit tight between the natural and the third base. Another hallucination on the way up here, just trying to scare Goody away perhaps if he doesn't move forwards, or if he doesn't drop a scan. I mean, it can be very effective to soak a little bit of damage here. Jade very well spread though, and Goody is actually just going to turn back home. He's still up by about 25 army supply, which is kind of scary considering this is a mech army. Lots of Hellions though, I suppose, and they will of course morph into Hellbats for the engagement. And the Phoenix just continue to move around the map. These 5 Phoenix looking to see what damage they can do, see if they can pick anything off. I mean, there is actually an area where they can get into the main and probably pick off this Viking, maybe pick off a couple of tanks reinforcing, but they're not going to go for it, and they actually, once again, it looks as though they got taken down by the Widow Mine in the middle of the map here. So more damage taken onto these Phoenix. Goody trading away his Marines now. At this point in the game, he doesn't really need them. His 1 barracks, which is up, is slowly adding ghosts into his army here. So I mean, a couple of EMPs are always going to be effective against a Protoss army. You know, take down some shields or some energy on some Templars or so. And Goody with that scan here, we'll see the back end of the Protoss army advancing towards the center of the map, and we might see a little bit of an engagement here, but I think Goody's just going to be in position in time, and I don't think Jade is going to be able to actually really take this fight. He flies his Phoenix into the center of the Viking cloud. Jade actually just recalls out of there. He's not ready to fight this at all, it seems. He's lost his Phoenix now, so we're not really going to see what the point of these was in the composition. Storm on the way for Jade. It's not going to be ready before Goody really forces the issue, unless he finds an amazing way to buy time. And here we go, the engagement's going to go down. The Hellbat's going to be cleaned up fairly quickly by the Colossi, but now the Vikings are going to get onto the Colossi, and the tanks in the back just do too much damage. They shell away the entire Protoss army. A few Colossi survive, but that really is it. He's Chrono boosting out Storm, but I don't think he's even got Templar on the map just yet. No, he doesn't, so it's really not going to add too much for him. And now these tanks, they're going to split the Protoss bases in 2. He's going to have bases over to the right, bases to the left, the tanks sitting in the middle, and these Vikings, I mean, there's not even that much anti-air, and so the Colossi just go down and down.